Hello, my name is Glenn Dyer, and you are watching a Dyer-Situation. Today, I'm seeing bad moms. Ooh, that lady's a mother, but she's drinking in front of her kids. Oh, Mila Kunis is taking drugs. Oh, they're hanging out at raunchy parties. How outrageous! Ooh, you can't do that as a mother. Ooh, but of course, they are only doing this because they're feeling trapped in their lives and need to have fun for one last time. But they're doing it in such an outrageous way. Ooh. This movie's gonna blow chunks. You know, as I was coming home, I was planning on saying really nice things about this movie. I was planning on being really positive. Because, honestly, it's probably one of the better comedies I've seen in a while. But then I thought about that. What makes this a better comedy? What is it that's praiseworthy about the idea of a freaking comedy movie, having a script instead of just a series of scenes where actors stand in a room and improv for a while, stitched together to make some sort of narrative? That's what Ghostbusters did. That's what Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates did. That's what both of the Neighbors movies did. So why should I be praising this movie for that? Or why should I be praising it for sticking to a consistent comedic tone the whole time? Like, it's not doing like Daddy's Home, where for the most part it's situational irony, and then there's one scene where he's driving through the house on a CGI motorcycle that's breaking all the laws of physics. Why should I be praising the movie for having basic characters that they stick to the whole time? If I'm just judging this as a movie, just as a movie as itself, this is bare bones. This is average, this is cliche. And that is still better than most of the comedy films I have seen in a long time. Why is it? Why do I live in a freaking world, in a freaking time and space, where a movie where Sacha Baron Cohen climbs into an elephant's uterus is a far superior comedy to anything else that's come out so far this year? Why is that the only movie that seems to fully understand comedic timing, pacing, setting up jokes, keeping everything the way it should be, and just being generally fun and comedic the whole way through? Why is it that I feel compelled to praise dirt ground, totally bland movies like this simply because they aren't shit? Why is that this world? Why? I mean, it's not like horror, where it was a small genre to begin with, and then Blumhouse took it over with, like, by-the-numbers stuff. There isn't one company making all these comedy movies. This is just a trend. A trend where, apparently, scripts don't matter anymore. Just have people improvise and have them lampshade everything. And that's your comedy movie. Why is that? Who decided that? You know what? The ending of this movie, I was expecting, like, 90% of the comedy movies I've seen recently, that at the end it will just show a gag reel of everyone improvising lines and saying something that never made it in, or something like that. Instead, it just had the main cast talking with their mothers, and it was actually very sweet and nice. Why is it... God. Okay, you know, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but that's only because there's not much to say about this movie. It's bare bones, basic, and average. If you want that, go see it. It's better than any other comedy out there right now, I can assure you, but that is not a good thing for comedy in general, that happens to be the case. This is terrible. This, just the whole thing, why? I don't get it. Why is it that most action films these days, most of them, I'd say, are pretty good? Like I think Jason Bourne, though I have some issues with, it's still pretty good. It still is a movie. It still has all the elements there. It still has a great script. It still has everything it needs. Why is it that, like, action is doing well, and thrillers are doing well, and, like, most genres are doing well. Sci-fi's doing amazing these days. I mean, sure, it's not, like, as smart as it was in the 60s, but it's still coming out. It's still doing cool things. But why is it that comedy and horror are just becoming just complete and utter piles of crap? Why? Why did this happen? When did this happen? I ask you. Who is responsible? I mean, I look back at all the movies of the 90s, of the 80s, of hell, even the early 2000s, just all these comedy movies, just picking at random comedy movies from the 90s or something. And a random selection of those, I can almost guarantee you, will be far superior to any random selection you get from today. Just because back then they seemed to understand filmmaking, they seemed to understand pacing, they seemed to understand that in order to make people truly appreciate your movie, instead of completely forgetting it in a week like Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, that you need to actually put in time and effort instead of just, like, having some sort of basic outline and having characters improv their way through. Like, why? Who did this start with? I just don't know. So anyway, that's my rant. Whatever. Bad Moms is okay. See it if you feel like it. It's kind of cute at times. Everyone's being outrageous, like I said. I don't know. I really don't know what the future of comedy is anymore. I really don't. I really don't like living in a world where Sacha Baron Cohen is seriously one of the few comedic geniuses. God, I had to actually say that. Comedic geniuses of our time, Sacha Baron Cohen. Ugh. Jesus. And until next time, I'm Glenn Dyer, and you have been watching A Dire Situation.